Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm back here at Infiniti of Flemington in Flemington, New Jersey to check out this brand new 2024 Infiniti QX80. This is the Sensory four-wheel drive trim in Hermosa Blue. Now, we were expecting Infiniti to come out with their QX80 redesign for the 2024 model year. That redesign has been pushed back officially by Infiniti to the 2025 model year. So at this time next year, we'll be looking at a completely redesigned QX80. In the meantime, the 2024 model year will continue with this 10-year-old design with the big V8 engine. So we're going to dig in, see what this is going to bring to the table, see how it competes with the other premium brands in this full-size SUV segment. So let's dig in. All right, the front end of the QX80. This is an enormous full-size SUV. We have an enormous chrome grille, all blinged up since we got the top of the line Sensory trim, Infiniti badge in the middle, LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps, LED turn signals, LED fog lamps, functionality in the grille, top and bottom. It's a really beefy, very rugged looking front end, even though we got the bling for the top trim, but it looks good. All right, the wheel and tire package on this QX80 Sensory. We have a 22-inch aluminum alloy wheel, gunmetal gray, Infiniti badge on the center cap, standard brake and rotor package. Now these wheels are wrapped in Bridgestone Dueler HT tires, 275 on the width, the 50 series sidewall 22s, all four corners, four-wheel drive. All right, full side profile on QX80. The Hermosa Blue, great color on this vehicle. We're all blinged up with the chrome around the windows and up on the roof rails and the side view mirrors. And it goes with that toned down gunmetal gray wheel. Now, I don't know about you, but I would have liked to see maybe them take that bright chrome around the windows, up on the roof rails, maybe tone that down a little bit as well to match up with those wheels. Let me know what you think. But again, this design is now 10 years old. QX80 is built on the Nissan Armada platform, so they're going to look the same on exterior design. But let me know what you guys think. Moving in closer, we are chromed up on our front fender vent, chromed up on the side view mirror caps, LED turn signals, 360-degree view cameras, chrome on the door handles instead of body color. Might like to see that in body color. That's a little bit too blingy, I think. Let me know what you think. Left side fuel filler cap. Up top, we have a baby roof spoiler coming off the top. We do have brushed aluminum on the roof rails, shark fin antenna, and a standard sunroof. All right, the back end of the QX80, we have a very flat back to the vehicle, so there's not much of a roof spoiler to tuck that rear wiper up. Hopefully when they do the redesign for next year, they'll get that thing tucked up underneath that roof spoiler. Infiniti badge in the middle, Infiniti on chrome spelled out underneath that, LED tail lights, but look at the turn signals. This is a ginormous SUV and we have turn signals way down here. They should be up here. Now, as I mentioned in other reviews, in order to get the directionals up here, only this outer portion can blink. If you have the whole thing blinking, when you lift this tailgate, the directionals must switch to down here based on DOT regs. But they need to move these up. On the redesigned Infiniti, please move these up. These are too slow. This is such a big vehicle. If somebody parks too close to you, they're not going to know which way you're going. A lot of chrome here. Right here, this is not aluminum, it's aluminum finish, and that's going to protect the bumper when you're loading and unloading stuff. And that big panel in between the turn signals, that's the towing, and we'll go over those numbers when we take a look at the engine. But let me know what you think about my comments on the rear end of this QX80. All right, under the hood of this 24 QX80, what are we looking at? We're looking at Infiniti's massive 5.6 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine mated to a 7-speed automatic transmission. 400 horsepower, 413 pound-feet of torque. This QX80 can tow up to 8,500 pounds. MPGs, 13 in the city, 19 on the highway, 15 combined. The engine's minimum octane rating is 91, so you'll need to use premium unleaded fuel. But it's a well-presented engine. Give you a close-up at the engine cover. Looking good. This could be the last time we see one of these big V8s in an Infiniti. So fondly take a look at it. It's a wonderful engine. All right, before we get into the interior, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much about the layout for a QX80? I know this is the last year for this older design, but I'm an old school kind of guy. I like to look old school. I like old school cars. What am I going to have to lay out? Well, this is the deal. QX80 Sensory four-wheel drive, MSRP base, before options, $88,450. Now, this particular QX80, we need to add in some extra options. We need to add in $485 for the Infiniti Radiant illuminated kick plates, $410 for the crossbars for the roof, $320 for the cargo package, rear cargo net, console net, first aid kit, and an extra $90 for the USB charging cable set. And then we need to add in destination and delivery of $1,895 from Infiniti's assembly plant in Japan. And we have the total MSRP for this vehicle from the factory of $91,650. Starting with the footbox, a nice large dead pedal brake and accelerator. The cargo mats, or excuse me, the floor mats are in the cargo area at this time. We have our illuminated aluminum Infiniti kick plate to welcome you to the vehicle, which is a nice touch. Seats, power seats with lumbar for the driver and front passenger. And then we have our tan leather interior, black piping and black stitching. Nice soft headrest, nice bolstering, nice design on the insert. Really well trimmed interior on this QX80. All right, up top we have tan leather with black soft touch, looking good. The black stitching, the nice insert design, super soft armrest, chrome on the door handles, flat black on the switchgear, looking good. And as you can see right here with the speaker, we have the upgraded 17 speaker Bose audio system in the QX80 Sensory. Up top, leather with some tan stitching and then some soft touch. And then down below, an enormous glove box. All right, up top, what are we looking at here? We have Infiniti's 12.3-inch infotainment system. Right now we're on the home page, but you can go ahead and configure your home page however you would like by hitting this customize home menu. So they got you covered there. We can go to maps, get our maps up, touchscreen obviously, nice pinch to zoom. So it's a very nice and easy to use system. Right here, no problem at all. We can go back to our menu, and now we're back to home, looking good. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, dual panel action, so they got you covered there. If we go to reverse, there we go. We have our 360-degree view camera with trajectory, fairly clear, but I would like it to take up the whole screen since we're doing this landscape display. Let me know what you guys think about that. But overall, it's a really good system, and if you want to do your connections, you can connect up to 6 devices. So that's a nice touch as well, plus your Wi-Fi hotspot. So they got you covered here with this nice system. Down below, you have knobs for your volume and your tuning. So that's nice. Down here, 2 heat and air vents. There's your 4-way hazard lights. Down further, you have dual climate control. So that's expected in a vehicle like this for sure. And we have 3-stage heated seats, 3-stage ventilated seats for the driver and the front passenger. And then down here, we have a little cubby that has some gray trim. And when you pop that open, as you can see, you have a wireless charging pad and a 12 volt, and underneath that, a USB-A and a USB-C. So they got you covered there for that kind of action. Here's the old style gear shift that's going to take us through the 7-speed automatic. Here's our 4 high, 4 low, tow mode, snow mode, traction control off. Here, this is our dial here to control your infotainment system if you don't want to use the touch screen. I do like this trim here. It's not gloss black plastic. It's got a really nice gray design in it. It looks very, very good. Lifts it up very nicely. We have 2 cup holders. Infiniti key fob. It's an it's a Nissan key fob with an Infiniti badge. I'd like to see Infiniti make these a little bit nicer when you're buying a premium vehicle like this. Remote start, lock, unlock, pop the tailgate, and the panic button. Very light. And then our center armrest, I have to turn around here, is enormous. Plenty of room for 2 arms for the passenger and the driver. Nice and soft with the leather, with the stitching. You open this up and you get some plastic. Amazing, huh? And now we have a felt-lined area for storage, and then we can turn on in the back here our home power source for the back of the unit. So that's got you covered there. Infiniti steering wheel, nice leather wrap steering wheel, nice 10 and 2 notches. We have more of this lovely design that we saw on the center console around the exterior of the wheel. Really makes it nice. Infiniti badge here on the horn button, some nice copper or tan stitching to kind of lift that up. Round bottom wheel, but I got plenty of room to get in and out of this thing. This SUV is huge for sure. We got flat black on our switch gear. On the left here, we have our controls for our volume, for our music seek, for the digital portion of our dash. And then on the right side, you have your telephone voice commands, cruise control, and safety suite controls. On the stalks, we have our headlight and fog lamp controls, front and rear wiper. Down below here, see if I can get it all the way down to give you a shot of this. Right here, pop the tailgate, heated steering wheel. This is your safety suite button right there. And then down here you have your power on, off. And then this is to drop the back seats from the driver's cabin. But they got it tucked way down in here. You kind of have to know where it is. Now as we come back up here to the wheel, we have an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel with easy driver exit. So what that means is when you turn the vehicle off and you have your memory seat set for your driving position, you turn the vehicle off, you open the door, the seat will move back and the steering wheel will move up out of the way to let you out of the car easier. Now as we move in, we have a large dash. It's analog digital combo, analog gauges for your speedometer, tachometer, fuel level, coolant temperature, and then we have a small 7-inch display in the center. That's going to give you additional information, and each one of these has some submenus, so you can get plenty of information that you may want to see when you're driving down the road, which is a nice touch. And then of course, if we want to go snow mode, our snow comes on. It's right above the odometer. It says snow now. And if we go to tow, turn snow off, and now we go to tow mode, and then tow comes on. So they have you covered with that kind of action here, but there's not going to be a lot of drive modes for you to go crazy with in the QX80, but it's a nice, easy, and simple to use. Rear view mirror. Why you ask? I'm showing you this because we have the regular rear view mirror, and then with the magic button, we got the digital rear view mirror. So thank you, Infiniti, for that. Overhead console. Here's a spot for your shades right there. If you want your LED dome lighting to come on and off when you open and close the door, this button is off and remains off. And when you open the door, the lighting comes on. When you close the door, the lighting will dim out. Here is the control for the sunroof, but the shade is manual. And then you hit the glass and it opens up. You got your wind buffeter that comes up, and then one touch back. And then to close it, you just, boom, close the shade. But at this kind of price point, in this kind of vehicle, with this kind of luxury, I'd like to see a panoramic roof in here, not just a standard one. Let me know what you think. And then we have our sun visor with vanity and a light. And does it slide? No, but we have an extension to block out the side sun. Driver door panel, we have 2 memory seat settings right here, and then power fold mirrors as well. All right, we're going to get into the mid row of this QX80. I have the seat set for my driving position. I'm going to step on the running board to get in. We also have the illuminated kick plates for the rear passengers as well, which is a nice touch. So we'll step on the running board. In we go, because this is a big vehicle to get into. And since it's boxy, no problem. Plenty of knee room, plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder width room at 5'11". More tan leather with the design all the way down. Leather seat pocket, nice and large. Seat pocket back here, nice and large. And now, the rear back of our center console. We can go ahead and turn on our climate control. sticking on auto, so now we're all set there. We have 2-stage heated seats for the mid-row passengers and 2 USB-As. And then down further, we have a 12 volt and the home power source almost to the floor on this rear console. So they got you covered there. Would like to see a C back here, but you can get an adapter easy enough, about $5 for an adapter to change this A to a C. But at this price point, we need to have ventilated seats in the mid-row as well. And you can also open the center console from back here and grab goodies out of it if you need some snacks. Rear door panel, same as the front, same use of materials. Here's our front door panel looking good. Here's the rear door panel looking good. But I don't have security shades here in the back. Would like to have some of those in here, but the style and the materials are the same. Here is our seats, nice and soft, nice leather, same design, nice and comfortable. Look at this here. Hang on. Got some packing plastic I got to get rid of now. Look at the size of this baby. Super soft. 2 cup holders, and these are for small cups, obviously, because they're not that big. But, you know, maybe cappuccino holders back here if you're going to be in a QX80. Hard to say. Let's get rid of this stuff, put it on the floor. But overall, very comfortable here in the mid-row of QX80. All right, getting in the third row to QX80, it's really easy. We have this button here on top of the mid-row seat. Pull it forward, and the whole thing just goes right out of the way. Easy peasy, 1, 2, 3. And now we can just zip right in here into the third row. Got more of this plastic here on the seats. And here we are in the third row. It's a little tight, knees are a little high, but I got enough headroom. And I do have heat and air vents back here for both sides of the third row passenger, so that's nice. Here, I can recline my seat back or forward. I got 2 cup holders, but I don't have connectivity on either side of the Sensory QX80. Infiniti, when you do the redesign, please give me third row connectivity in the QX80. It is needed because now I'm going to have to stretch my USB cable up to the back of the center console and then rob one of these 2 guys in the mid row of some power. But if I try to get over here to get my knees behind, they will fit. It's going to be tight. I can travel back here, but not for a long distance. So I think the third row would be best if you had small adults or kids here in row number 3. But the seats for the third row, the nice leather, the stitching are very comfortable. Probably one of the most comfortable third row seats I've been in. All right, getting in the cargo area of our QX80. Pop it from the key fob, pop it from the dasher, come to the back, and right underneath the Infiniti badge, underneath the N in Infiniti, just hit the button, beeps a couple times. Nice electric assist on the way up, nice electric assist on the way down using this button here. With the third row up, you're looking at 16.6 cubic feet of space. As we come in closer, here are the Infiniti floor mats right here, so they got you covered there. Got a cargo net underneath the floor here. We have some more goodies and some extra storage. Underneath there, we got a jack, and when we have a jack, we got a spare, and that spare is tucked up underneath QX80 behind your tow hitch. Now, in the back as well, we got a 12 volt for power, so they got you covered there. And we have power fold third row. All we have to do is hit the left and the right, and they'll go down. We'll hit them both. These are quite slow, just so you know. Quite slow going down. Infiniti would do better to make these a bit faster, for sure. But now you got much more room with that third row down, and I think a lot of people are rocking this QX80 with the third row down. But to get the mid row down, you got to go ahead and drop it from here. From here. Now this is going to go all the way up. I just push it back down. Now it's down, and I do the other side. There we go. Now they're down there. Would like to see, at this price point, mid-row drops. So Infiniti with this 2025 redesign, I hope you have dropping the mid-row from the tailgate area on the list. But with all rows down, 95.1 cubic feet of space. Great number, and that's because how boxy it is. If I back up, you can see how square it is. It's going to fit in a lot of tall items. It's deep. It's really got a good use of cargo space here in this QX80. All right, here's the Infiniti window sticker. We're going to zoom on in. Give you all the action. Options and total MSRP. Fuel economy, which isn't much. Not rated on the crash test. Made in Japan. Final assembly point, Elizabeth. Let's take this baby out for a spin. All right, we are driving this 2024 QX80 down the road, and I got great visibility out the windshield. Side glass, side view mirrors are huge. Rear glass with my digital rear view mirror, no problem. Blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, all that jazz for safety tech is in this QX80 Sensory. Top trim in the QX80 lineup is this exact vehicle. So here we go. Now, steering is light and a bit ponderous. This thing kind of just wallows down the road as you would expect a ginormous full-size SUV to wallow. Steering is very light, very vague, but the suspension isn't as soft as I would have thought. You can feel the road underneath you. You can feel the tires moving around on the road. You can feel the bumps a little bit more than I thought. I thought they'd have this set up to be much more wallowy and soft, but it's actually more firm, which surprises me. I have good tech in here as far as your 12.3-inch infotainment screen, USB-A, USB-C connectivity, dual climate, heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, wireless charging pad, 12 volt for power, 4x4 2-speed transfer case, big towing numbers. So I got a lot of nice stuff in here. I got the sunroof, but I should have a panoramic roof in here for this kind of money. But got the digital rear view mirror, so I got some nice tech in here. Really nice tech in here. The thing that holds it back is the fact that the design of this is 10 years old now. 2014 is when QX80 came out, and here we are in 2024 with the same design vehicle. Obviously updated tech and features and updated maybe interior materials, but it's the same design. And that's just not gonna help Infiniti compete when you're looking at BMW X7, Audi Q7, Mercedes-Benz GL, Cadillac Escalade, Lincoln Navigator, all newer in design, all newer in interior fit and finish, and newer in tech. And so that's why I think Infiniti is moving for this redesign. I just wish they moved faster. But I'll come back to that thought. But first we're going to do an emergency stop in 3, 2, 1. Stops on a dime, no problem. No problem. Now the 5.6 liter V8. Here we go. Feather in this new engine. Nice linear torque delivery. Gets this heavy vehicle up moving very easily. Love the V8 in this vehicle. Love this Nissan Infiniti V8. Always have. Could be the last time I drive one of these, because I don't expect to do another QX80 review for 2024. This should be the only one we do on the channel, since the vehicle hasn't changed at all. And this is the nicest one as far as the trims go. But really smooth shifting out of the 7-speed, and smooth shifting and smooth linear power and torque out of this big 5.6 liter naturally aspirated V8. But now we get back to the previous thought, which is the redesign coming in 2025. Infiniti needs to make some big strides here to wow people, to get people back in this QX80, because year-over-year sales from 21 to 22 on QX80 was down almost 43%. Actually, down almost 44% year over year. And those are the last 2 years of full sales data we have available that I can go with. So the only really thing this vehicle is competing on is the good tow numbers, your fact that you got the old school 4x4 in here, and price point. Even though $91,000 sounds like a ton of cash for a QX80, it's still cheaper than the other vehicles it competes with in the segment at this top trim level. So Infiniti has an advantage on price. But with that decline from 21 to 22, people are still choosing not to buy it. So now we're going to do a turning radius test. This thing has almost a 21-foot turning radius. It's huge. And here we go. And we're going to go K-turn, I'm sure, here. Oh yeah, because I'm not driving on the gentleman's grass. So don't expect to be able to turn this around on a dime. But I love that V8. For me, this V8 is just like wonderful. And I'm going to be sad to see it go, I guess, next year now. Thought it was going to be gone for 24. Now we know the V8's going to go. The new QX80 will have a twin turbo V6, which is pretty easy for Nissan to do because they already have that 3.5 liter V6, naturally aspirated V6 sitting in the Pathfinder and the Murano. They could easily turbocharge that for Armada and QX80 duty in 2025. So I'm sure that's probably what they're going to do, because the gas mileage on this V8 is just atrocious. And with gas mileage standards going up in the United States, you just can't put this kind of engine in a vehicle anymore and maintain that fleet-wide compliance with gas mileage regulations in the United States. Just can't do it. Really wallowy in the turns, though, as you would expect from a big SUV like this. But I like driving it. I like the QX80. I like the old school feel. It's kind of like, for me, driving like the Toyota 4Runner, right? That's been around forever. It's got that tried and true engine and transmission and old school 4x4 setup like this one does. So these are a dying breed, and we know this one's going away next year. The 4Runner, not sure if that one is going to get a big redesign for 2024 or 5. But these kind of vehicles are going away. And I kind of get kind of melancholy over it because it's really an end of an era. And I really like this vehicle. I like this big V8 engine. But I know in my heart, or in my head, not my heart, but in my head, that things have to change in order for this to keep up with modern times. And there's things in here that definitely need to be kept up with modern times. But I am going to miss this powertrain and old school four-wheel drive system. So if you do want one of these QX80s, 2024 looks to be, based on word from Infiniti, the last year you'll be able to buy this old school full-size V8 SUV 4x4. So let me know what you think about QX80. Do you think it's a waste of money? Are you going somewhere else? Do you like this? You're going to go down in trims? Let me know what you think in the comments about it. But I want to thank Infiniti of Flemington here in Flemington, New Jersey, for allowing the channel access to this brand new, just off the truck, 2024 Infiniti QX80 Sensory 4x4 in Hermosa Blue for review today. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell so you'll never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.